Welcome to the Hypothalamic Amenorrhea podcast. I'm Danny Sheriff, your host, certified fertility awareness practitioner, functional nutrition counselor, and founder of the HA Society, and of course, an HA recovery coach who has walked where you currently are walking. This is the place to come if you care about getting your period regularly. This podcast aims to educate, inform, and keep you motivated on your period and HA recovery track. So let's dive in. But last thing, nothing on the show should be taken as medical advice, so please seek the advice of your physician.
Tired of guessing your glucose levels all the time? How about a better way to manage your diabetes? Introducing the Eversense E3 CGM system, the only 6-month continuous glucose monitoring system. With real-time glucose readings every 5 minutes delivered to your mobile device and exceptional accuracy over 6 months, Eversense E3 gives you readings you can count on.
For important safety information and to learn more about Eversense, visit eversensediabetes.com/safety. Accuracy evaluated in adult populations with 2 calibrations per day or less.
If you look for it, every day has cause for celebration. Celebrate a friend for their promotion, baby wedding, life thing. Celebrate yourself for keeping the couch warm. It's no easy feat, especially if it's a big couch. Or maybe you just want to celebrate living in 2022, where you can get beer, wine, and spirits delivered from Drizzly in under 60 minutes without leaving said couch. So download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com and get your favorite drinks delivered today.
Cloud. Hey everyone. Before we jump into this episode, we have some very exciting news. January 10, the next cohort of the Restore program is here. And we have put some rocket fuel on this program. We are so excited.
Yes, we are so pumped to bring you a program with weekly, yes, you heard that right, weekly live coaching. And this isn't just random, hey, what's kind of come to our mind, but this is very structured coaching sessions that we feel is vital to your recovery, meaning that we're going to get straight to the root that's holding you back.
Totally. We ran the very first version of this just at the endish of last year, and it went so well. We saw what worked, what didn't. We fine-tuned it, and the feedback was incredible. And I think it's to what you were saying, Ashley, this weekly coaching, it's not just these group calls. It's where we do food reviews for every single person. You'll have 3 food reviews so we can review your diary and give you actual feedback on exactly what you are eating as you move through the program to help make sure you're moving forward, as well as exercise reviews and any kind of advice that you need around that kind of thing. And the coolest part, which we didn't do last time and we're so excited to be adding in, is there will be email and one-on-one call check-in points as well for each client.
Basically, meaning that you're going to have the structure of how to move forward and the support all in one. It's literally the best coaching package you're going to come across. I was joking with Danny, but this might be the greatest bundle in the world. We are bundling all of our services to be the most effective course you could go through and get your period back.
I think that's a really great way to put it, right? We've taken the elements of one-on-one coaching that we do that's so effective and the elements of our community, the HA Society, put it together in one and been okay, here's the community aspect. We're going to do these live coaching sessions, but we have developed an actual syllabus for all of it that we know through all of our experience with all of these clients. We know that these are the fundamental things you need to know, right? And so we've put that in a class with a group and brought one-on-one coaching in to help make sure you're getting the individualization that is extremely important for each person. And it's amazing. It is literally the best bundle, the best bundle in the entire world.
Yes.
So we don't want to keep you from the episode much longer, but we want to prepare you. January 10, the Restore program is opening. there is 100% a spot with your name on it. Because if you're done wasting time, like, right, Ashley, you should just get in these people's ear.
Basically, we don't want you wasting any more time on like something that can be fixed. You're not the unicorn. I hate to tell you that you're not the unicorn. And I don't want you to be the unicorn. Come get your hormones restored, your period restored. And if you want to have a baby, let's do that too. I mean, I can't exactly help you, like,
Yeah, we're there.
the process, but we can get you ready. You can get that too.
Yeah. It's like, what is getting your period back worth to you? Is it worth waiting any more? Is it worth continuing to DIY it? Which there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to actually get your period back and have it be in the healthy parameters and work hard on your relationship with your body and with food, this program is 100% perfect for you. So come and get the help of both Ashley and myself, both of us, right?
Yes.
Taking you through this program along with everyone else that joins you. Come and do it. Check out thehasociety.com/restore. Sign up for the wait list. Get ready, because Restore is coming and 2023 is going to be your year.
Yes. Excited to see you there.
Nice. All right. On with the show.
Hello. Okay. First of all, we're going to do a life update. I don't talk a whole lot about what's going on in my world. I mostly just focus on HA and how to help you get your period back. But it just feels right today to share a little bit about what's going on. And I am currently in my new office. We moved house about 2 weeks ago and life has been really, really crazy. So I'm in my new office, but I'm not ready to actually film there because, as you can see, the wall, the color, the patching, it's not up to snuff. But I do have this amazing balcony now that anyway, I'm not gonna do a full tour, but I'm sitting in front of it to get the natural light while we figure this whole, how am I gonna set up my new studio situation? But yeah, I'm really pumped. Other cool life update things. Ashley and I are currently working on the January version of Restore, which is so labor intensive, but it's important. It's super important to us. We sat down, we're like, what is the most effective thing for our members, right? And we're like, well, for women. And we were going back and forth. We're like, is it a one-on-one coaching because this individual piece is so important? Or is it actually do we double down on the HA Society and the community piece, because these group calls and women connecting with other women is where a ton of progress is made. And we just couldn't figure out what's the thing that's going to serve women the most, especially also just because of accessibility to one-on-one coaching isn't for everyone. And a lot of people also just, they want to DIY their recovery, and that's totally reasonable. So we realized that what it looks like to the perfect scenario is this group program. We launched this group program for the first time, I think in August. And so far we're still going. It's a 10-week program, but it's awesome. That was the beta group. And we've been playing with it, how's it going? Is this working? Is that working? And yes, all of it is working. We created a full 10-week syllabus, essentially to take women from point A to B with okay, here's why you have HA. Here's how to figure out your specific angle, what's going on with you. Here's how to work through the mental roadblocks around nutrition, around exercise, around lifestyle, around perfectionism, let's be real. And here's all of the actual stuff you need to know to effectively implement and create your own protocol. And along the way, we've been doing these food reviews, right? So every woman has been getting her food log reviewed by us and just getting helpful feedback to make sure they're on track, to make sure they're eating enough, taking into account their personal recovery journey. And those pieces have been so impactful. And to add rocket fuel onto them for this January launch, what we're gonna do is actually implement 3 of those food reviews, one at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And we're gonna have a few email check-in points one-on-one so that we're actually not just doing this group program, program, but connecting one-on-one with each member of the group. And we're going to be doing face-to-face check-ins too. So we found that the most effective part of our one-on-one coaching is that piece where we're face-to-face and we're talking about you specifically and what your situation is and what your challenges are. And so we've added that into the program, right? So over 10 weeks, there's group coaching classes. There's 3 food reviews to help make sure your nutrition's on point, you're on track, there's no blind spots, you're being held accountable, and email check-ins and one-on-one coaching as well. Throughout the process, you're having these multiple check-in points with us. So we're very pumped about it. It's a whole thing. It's a huge labor of love and it is everything, right? It's if you want to kind of DIY your recovery, but you want that accountability and you would like an expert second opinion on how you are doing things or how to push through something that's maybe a little harder for you to figure out on your own, this is the perfect bundle. We're so psyched about it. Okay, so that's what's going on. Ashley and I are hard at work on it, but you can get on the wait list now. Go to thehasociety.com/restore. The links are in the notes below. And then also side thing that we're working on, which is taking even longer, but is huge, is I'm not going to give too much away because, you know, it kind of feels like a little baby that isn't ready to come out. But Ashley and I are working on an official accredited certification, right? For people who want to coach women with HA. So it's not just like creating a new industry of HA coaches. It's if you are a health and wellness coach, if you are a nurse, if you are a doctor, if you are a herbalist, an acupuncturist, this is going to be great for you. And if you are someone who wants to actually make the switch to being a health coach who specializes in HA recovery, we're working on the certification for it that's going to be accredited, and it's going to be completely all encompassing of everything from what's going on under the women's hood, how to intake a client, how to identify the issue that's going on with them under the hood, if you will, and how to work on those soft skills and actually work on the mindset piece, right? Because the thing that we believe sets us apart as coaches is that we have that empathy and compassion piece, and we have these soft skills from years of coaching and counseling that allow us to actually work with women to implement changes, not just like, hey, you need to eat more calories, eat all this cake and cookies. Like, it's so much more complex than that at the same time. And so we're so excited to take all of our knowledge and put it into a course that actually allows other women to help other women in the exact same way. So we don't have a page up for that just yet, but you know, if you have any questions, I mean, shoot me an email or comment below. We're working hard at that. That's a huge labor of love. And that one's looking at like a March release. So just prepare your loins if that's something that you're interested in. We are making it. So that's enough about me. I'm sorry, super long-winded, but I just wanted to update you guys on what's going on in our world. But we actually have Q&As today. I have a ton of unread Q&As. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. It's taking me a while to get to them, but let's dive in. This one is from Sauris. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Last few weeks, I've been eating like 400 calories a day. And before that, I was losing weight slowly on 1,200 calories-ish. The past few days, I've eaten better, 800 to 1,500. Recovering from anorexia, realized I went too far. I missed my period the last 2 months and want to get it back. How can I do that? How much should I eat? Should I increase my diet slowly, as I don't want to gain a lot of weight or eat like 2,000 calories for a week? So this is an interesting one, right? Where there's a bunch of you who are like, are you new here? Like, you know, basically she's saying, I'm deep in this and all the classic stuff, and I'm willing to admit it. I don't want to eat a lot of calories and I don't want to gain a lot of weight. How do I do this? And so there are people out there, maybe this is like their first day, you know what, like looking into recovery. The question here is, how can I increase my food intake and get my period back without gaining weight or eating 2,000 calories? The answer is you can't, right? So like, here's the harsh reality, that the truth for you, it's not even harsh, it's just like wonderful. There is no answer, and I can't give you some like cool strategy for slowly building it up to the point that you're still in a calorie deficit, but you're somehow still sending a signal to your brain that you're safe and you're eating enough. Like, the two don't mesh. It's not a real thing. So unfortunately, you're going to have to do some much deeper mental and emotional work to come to terms with the fact that weight gain is best for you. And you have two contradicting goals here, right? I know I have anorexia. I know I need to gain weight. I know I need to get my period back. And how can I do it without having to do any of those things? The two aren't making sense. And right now, you're in that part of your recovery where you're
in denial and grieving, right? There are stages that most of us go through: denial, anger. We begin the process, we start to grieve, the life that we're leaving behind. But, this is what's best for you, and you can do hard things, and you're going to have to get your body weight up, and you're going to have to eat probably more than 2,000 calories realistically. So if your fear is coming up over 1,500, that's where you need to focus. You need to focus first before you can even think about period recovery. You're going to have to rewind and think about increasing food intake and fears that you have around that. Question number 2 comes from Nikki. Hello, I hope you guys answer my DMs. Love your content, by the way. So helpful through my journey with HA. I gave birth 9 months ago. I stopped breastfeeding 3 months ago. So I know I have HA. I've been having lots of cervical mucus, still no period. It's so sticky like egg white, but my period hasn't come back. Hope you could help me with this one. Am I in the right path? What is happening? I've increased my caloric intake and been focusing on eating lots of carbs and healthy fats. I am still exercising though. So you probably have watched my video about postpartum recovery, and it's like, if it doesn't come back after 6 weeks, look into it. But I want to reiterate here that it doesn't mean that there's definitely a problem, right? Like 6 weeks is a good amount of time to just let me review my eating and my behaviors and just see, could that be contributing? My postpartum period, way longer than 6 weeks, way longer. And very similarly to you, Nikki, I saw tons of cervical mucus, changing my underwear way too many times a day. Amounts I've never seen before. There is an element of normal to that. And I'm actually gonna say that if all of your eating and exercise is in check, I wouldn't worry for another maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So see how you go. And here's the thing, right? You said you've increased your caloric intake, so that's great. Make sure it's enough, right? Are you eating, make sure it's about 700 calories per meal and having 2 snacks, right? We'll just work on balancing blood sugar here, getting enough food in frequently. That's gonna be the key, because it could be a stress thing due to all kinds of issues, right? You're a mom, so who knows? Maybe you're working at the same time, maybe you have a lot on your plate. And those are the things that I think contribute to my period having taken a long time to come back postpartum. I just had too much on my plate, and I was doing all of Zara's meals and all of my meals, and I'm working full time, and I actually consult as well. So I had 2 jobs. It's just too much. And so it could be a lifestyle factor, right? So just do a review. This is why I recommend my period recovery game planner. This is where it takes you through that review. It lets you sit down, and it's like a checklist. Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? And it allows you to see, in an unbiased, it's presented to you, here are all the areas where you're crushing, and here are all the areas where you could do more, And so I recommend that. Period recovery game planner is on my website in my store, and that will help you see if you're on the right path. And if you're saying, yeah, I'm doing most of those things, I'm crushing, allow for patience, work on your stress, and just make sure you are truly eating enough, because the exercise could be the problem. And if you're exercising 5 days a week, just bring it down, right? We don't need to be training 5 days a week, at 9 months postpartum. At 9 months postpartum, 1 day, 2 days. And right now in the Restore program, we're currently going over this topic of what do we actually know is effective? What does the science show us in terms of training? There's some evidence to show us, there's a lot of evidence to show us that 2-3 days a week is plenty effective, and anything more than that is oftentimes just taking us backwards. So there's so much here. There's so many areas where we could kind of rabbit hole to see what's going on, Nikki. But those are my thoughts. Let's do one more, and then I'll save the others for another day.
We have been working with women one-on-one to get their periods back for well over a year, and it's been really effective. We strongly believe that you need a individualized custom recovery protocol that goes across nutrition, lifestyle, mindset, exercise, the whole thing. And we believe in that a lot. We're not really willing to waver from that. But what we have been doing up until now is only offering video-based coaching. And we've been hearing from you guys that that's great, but doesn't work for everyone. So we want to implement this new trial of email-based only coaching. So no scheduling, no Zoom calls. It's all through email. We do a weekly check-in, so you'll send us an email once a week with all of your details, what was working, what's not working. We'll make tweaks and changes to the plan. We'll also get you on track with learning to use the fertility awareness method to track progress. You'll get a customized program. We'll be basically holding your hand through the whole process. And you'll also be able to chat with us as much as you want, or to your assigned coach as much as you need in between these weekly official check-ins. So who is email-based coaching for? It's for anyone who is going through HA recovery, trying to get their period back. It's for anyone who has had a recovery period or 2 or 3 and is looking for help optimizing or getting pregnant or getting back to training and trying to ensure that training isn't getting in the way of their menstrual cycle. We're all about custom goals here, and everyone's an individual and everyone's life is individual. And so we want to work with you to reach whatever goal you have in a way that works with your lifestyle and your mindset, all while helping you to have a solid, healthy relationship with food, with your body, with your exercise. That's our whole mission. So if that's your mission, come and join us. We'd love to work with you at thehasociety.com/coaching. Go there, hit buy now, get started, and I'll immediately send you your intake forms and we can get started with your goals right away. So that's thehasociety.com/coaching.
Hi, Danny. I just found your Instagram account and podcast, and what a miracle. Thank you. I've never had a period, not in my life. So she has primary amenorrhea, not hypothalamic amenorrhea. I'm 20 years old. I had orthorexia when I was 16 and have never fully recovered. Mentally, I do consider myself recovered, but not physically, since I never got my period. I've kept ignoring this fact, continuing with my life as normal, as though not having a period were normal. It is now that my academic career is going to take me to another country and my mom has paid attention to it. She has told me this is an issue I cannot ignore any longer. I'm 172 centimeters tall and 53 kilos. I do not know if I should first gain some weight. Honestly, I'm incredibly lost. I do not know where to start from, nor what to do. I only know that I love my body and don't want to do it harm anymore. I really want to get my period and I am ready to do anything for it. Health goes first in life, and I do not want it to keep me from doing the things I love. Angela, I love this message. And the context is really, really helpful. Your height and weight's actually helpful for this too for me. Look, I would love to do like an actual deep dive, your whole health history, see what's going on. Just have more information, right? Because guys, not a doctor, full disclaimer, I'm especially not your doctor, I can't give you specific advice. But what I can say is just generally, Angela, hearing this, knowing you have primary HA, and it sounds like a complex question in a way, but it's not, because you said I'm 172 centimeters tall and 53 kilos, and I don't know if I should gain some weight first. And it sounds like that's an intuition that you have because you've said it in the message. And 172 centimeters and 53 kilos is pretty lean. So I'm actually going to say, yeah, I think follow your intuition. If it feels like you might need to gain weight, and you might be thinking, I'm 172 and 53 kilos. So I'm not crazy thin. Yeah, actually, you might be. That's pretty tall. The 172, I know that models, it's a height requirement to be minimum 170. Right? So I know you're tall, and 53 kilos is really quite lean, right? So there's absolutely the potential to start there. Absolutely. Keep it simple. Start there, especially since you're saying mentally you're there. I've restored my relationship with food. I've restored relationship with my body. So now if you're saying I'm recovered and I don't know if I should gain weight, and I ask you, why do you not know if you should gain weight? And you think for a second and you think, because I don't want to, you're not fully recovered yet. That's the answer. Right? Because if you were 100% there with your body image and your relationship with food, you would be like, okay, I'll just gain weight, right? So if you're down to just gain weight, that's 100% going to be a great move for you with this, because primary HA and HA do have very, very similar. The only difference is you've never had a period versus having had a period in the past. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, right? Your intuition is right. Gain the weight, but if you're afraid to gain the weight, then that means that there is still more mental work that needs doing to double down on that at the same time. So I may recommend that you're working with some kind of professional to help you with that if you're struggling to take action. If you're still putting your head in the sand, like you say, and ignoring the fact, because that's a clue too, right? We can't say, oh, I'm fully recovered and my relationship with my body is fine, but I'm also ignoring this fact. There's a reason you're ignoring it. There's a reason. So that reason is sneaky, and that reason is hiding from you. So marinate on that. Okay, guys, this has been so fun. Please let me know if you have any questions. I want to hear them, right? Send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram. That's where I read most of them from. If you're interested, if you like hearing life updates and things about what we're working on, please let me know. That feedback's so helpful because I'll keep you more in the loop. There's so much going on. There's so many things I want to share with you guys, things that are important because I wouldn't have them in my life. I wouldn't be doing them if it weren't for recovery. You know, I wouldn't be fully renovating a house. I wouldn't be restoring furniture. I wouldn't be drawing. I wouldn't be building a dollhouse. I wouldn't be a mom. So if sharing, you know, those parts of life is at all helpful to you, because I know that in the past, my life was 100% consumed by just exercise, training, and weight loss. If it's at all inspirational to you, I want to share that, you know? So, yay. If you like this episode, please subscribe to our channel. If you're listening on the podcast, please subscribe to the podcast. And I'll see you guys next week.
Are you ready? Amazon Warehouse Hiring Day is coming on October 26th. Amazon will host live hiring events in your city to showcase all the reasons why this Amazon warehouse is the place to work. Things like competitive pay, great benefits, and so much more. Drop in for some swag, bring a friend, and you could even walk away with a job. To find an Amazon Warehouse Hiring Day event close to you, visit amazon.com/hiring day. That's amazon.com/hiring day. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
It's said we make 35,000 decisions a day. No wonder they don't all come out just right. Like that time you ordered that round of liquid magma hot wings. Ouch. At Citizens, we can't help you decide what to order, but we can help you track your monthly restaurant spending with Citizens Insights on our app, so you can keep tabs on your budget right after icing down your tongue. Learn more at citizensbank.com/you got this. Citizens, made ready.
Member FDIC. Wireless carrier text and/or data charges may apply.
Thank you so much for listening today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast, and if you could head to iTunes specifically and leave a rating or review, that would help so much because it makes it easier for other people with HA who are Googling around to find the podcast really easily. So if you do that, you're doing a service to all of the women